Who's scruffy looking?
What is up, my fellow nerds and gangsters? Welcome back to the Spiffy Nerd Herder channel. I am Danny, and before we start today, we're going to do another giveaway. This time a blue poster with my little Herbie Hancock and a personalized message.
I need your John Hancock on these reports.
John Hancock. It's Herbie Hancock.
So if you want this Avatar blue bad boy, just like the video and comment below on what you would like your personalized message to be.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
And I'll choose a winner in the next video. So without further ado, let's giddy up.
Giddy up.
My main man, the Hitchcock, had a rule in film directing. The size of an object in a frame should equal its importance in the story in that moment.
Genius.
So he utilized his close-ups with exact precision in the moments that would have the highest narrative impact in the story. Steven Spielberg takes this idea a step further with the push-in. A push-in is where the camera slowly tracks onto the face into a close-up. And it's important to know that a push-in is different than a zoom. A zoom uses a lens to zoom and the camera is actually staying still, like here. With a push-in, the camera itself actually moves through the set. This allows a 3D parallax shift, which has a totally different feel. So when does Spielberg use his push-ins? Well, he uses them a lot, like seriously. If you're gonna look out for him in his movies, it's gonna ruin all his movies for you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
But let's take a look at a few of these push-in moments that are particularly effective. In this moment in E.T., Elliot is waiting to find out what's in his shed. He awakes to see an alien. The camera then pushes in on him to reveal his shock. An incredibly powerful moment. But could you imagine if this camera would have been static for that long? Boring. We do something similar in Vader. Why? Because I like Spielberg. Here is a part where Sidious tells Vader that a Jedi is hiding on Padme's home planet.
He hides on my home planet of Naboo. And of course, that of the late Queen Padme Amidala.
We could certainly have had Vader say something or even do a subtle flinch at the mention of Naboo, but Vader was trying to hide his emotions from the Emperor. So instead of having Vader do anything, we conveyed his feelings with the camera rather than with the character. Another use of the Spielbergian push-in is to register a character's emotion prior to revealing something to the audience.
This is gonna be good, I can tell.
Here, Lex and Tim are finally saved, happily eating when Lex freezes and the camera pushes in on her. We don't know what she sees until we see it too. Spielberg builds the moment like a champ, signifying everything is great and hunky-dory in the world. And he even has her eating the best food in the world to convey fear. A food that would accentuate her trembling. You can't teach that, folks. A push-in can also be used to convey emotion as two characters talk to each other. Peter Jackson is also a huge utilizer of the push-in. Seriously, watch the Lord of the Rings movie and you'll be like to 100 before they even leave the Shire.
What about second breakfast?
If you're gonna do a push-in during a dialogue scene, take a look at what he does here. Be sure you get takes with the push-in on both characters, even if only one is talking. If you only get a push-in on one of them, you run the risk of the two shots not cutting together very well in editorial. A general rule is that when two characters are talking, you need to get reciprocal or similar angles on each character so that they cut together well. Of course, there are exceptions to this rule, but no scene has ever been destroyed by getting a wide, a medium, and two over-the-shoulder shots. Done. Now, how do you achieve this push-in effect? Ideally, you do it with a dolly and track, but that's not always the most budget-friendly. A wheelchair is actually a great tool and can be used very effectively for this. So can handheld if you're steady enough. Now, when you're doing a push-in, be aware of your focus because the distance between the camera and the subject is changing during the push-in. That means your focus also has to be changing. Nothing ruins a moment for an audience like a soft shot. Secondly, to achieve this effect, Spielberg is a big fan of using wide-angle lenses, so avoid long lenses, so anything like 50mm and longer. Wide-angle lenses accentuate the movements of the camera, therefore accentuating the effect of the push-in. And as an added benefit, wide-angle lenses have a much deeper depth of field, which means you're going to have a lot more wiggle room with your focus and keeping your subject in focus. I love push-ins because they're simple and they are effective. Like anything, it can be overused, but it's hard to do. Lord of the Rings is like all push-ins, but Peter Jackson owns it, and they're awesome. Do you guys have a favorite push-in moment? There are many that are worth showing, but these are hardly all of them. Let me know which is your favorite, and don't forget to comment to enter the poster giveaway. Thanks so much for watching again today, guys, and until next time, stay spiffy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do twice.